As education, I find it extremely ironic.
Strap in, I'm about to Godzilla your Tokyo.
I'm about to King Kong your Godzilla.
Someone clearly didn't learn from Texas and how their privatized energy is the reason why they went dark during a snowstorm.
Yeah, the failure of a quasi-government non-profit corporation that was given a monopoly by the US government is totally an example of how privatization doesn't work. Their massive subsidies to build inefficient windmills is totally a failure of the free market. I made a video on my own account debunking these arguments already.
You know, privatized healthcare is doing so well in the United States.
Our government spends more money on healthcare than any other government, yet we're privatized? The government limits the amount of doctors we can have, has certificate of need laws, and enforces drug monopolies, but yeah, that's a failure of the free market. Now, why didn't Monty actually bring up schools, which was the subject? He's ignoring the immense amount of success coming from private schools across the world. And yes, they have them for low-income people too. Also, the Milton Friedman school reform in Louisiana was greatly successful. Great going, Godzilla.
Hey. 3, 2, 1, start. No, actually, if you look at privatized schools from across the world, what you see is that there are about 20 kids that get an education, and then there are about 100 million people, or maybe a billion people who can't even read. So yes, if you are trying to educate 20 people, I'm sure random private schools are okay. But if you're trying to educate billions of people who don't have money, you need a state to enforce this. In fact, if you don't have a state, you can't even get the kids to school because poverty is the #1 reason. And also, it's kind of weird. In a lot of third world countries, they don't have roads to get people to school. So having schools nearby, which they'll never be in private schools. So yeah, random 20, sometimes, yeah, you can, I'm sure, do it with 20 people, but not the entire country of China or India.